Hey folks, what's going on? Hope you guys are doing well today. Let's do a little daily video and see how it goes. All right, so we'll try and keep it nice and short like usual. I might go in the tape and show you a few things that I found notable today. Generally a pretty boring morning, but there was opportunity. In fact, like you can see here, when the NASDAQ opened, we started in this sort of trading range, broke bearish a couple of times, and then we started to chop in the 70 area. Not enough sellers down here, and you're gonna see a lot of sellers get trapped. So let's take a minute and watch this on the tape here. So watch how we're trading around the 80s. Maybe I can fast forward a bit. Okay, so we have this little bear break down to these 75s. Now watch how it's trading down to 75s, all right? So just watch this tape right here. Okay, so you see a flood of buyers come in. And I'm just playing, don't focus on what I'm doing on the right side. Look at what's happening on the tape here. This 80, watch the 80, okay? The 80 keeps getting rejected temporarily. You see, we're accumulating a bit of size here around the 80. Start to trade a bit higher. And I noticed there's generally a lack of sellers on the tape, but if you look at the profile, you're going to see a lot of sellers actually sold here before on the first time we tried it, okay? So now we're starting to pick up a bid in the 80s. Let's see if we can hold that. Okay, so we get a little rejection there, some selling back into the 70s. Take a look at this. Look at those sellers. Did you see all those sellers right there? They all just attacked those 75s, but the price did not move an inch, okay? We're trading in the 76 and a quarter, and now some more buyers come in. Okay, we see a bit more sellers and then more buyers. So look at the battle. This is the kind of stuff you have to watch when you come close to key price points, okay? The 70s on the NASDAQ generally was acting as a point of support, a point of low volume demand, okay? So watching these trades here, okay, we trade as low as 72. We see some more selling. Slow and steady selling. Now look at how we're trading at these 72s here. Okay, so you saw that we had some prior absorption around the 76s. Now we traded down to the 72. You just saw a bunch of these lots trade down here, 72, getting absorbed into the bid. Okay, and we see more buyers coming in, but they're not aggressive. See more sellers, but the price is not moving lower. So this is the kind of stuff you have to pay attention to. Again, looking at the tape, these orders right here traded into this bid, and the price did not even trade lower at all. Okay. It just means that there's someone here sitting, absorbing those sells. Okay, and we start to trade higher. Look at that. So we're moving higher on buy orders. We did not move lower on sell orders. Things you got to pay attention to when reading the tape. Okay, so look at how we're trading back to the 75s. Now for me at this point, I'm thinking if we can get back above 80 and hold 80 on the bid, probably I'll be interested in a long. So we see a big lot, couple of big lots come in there, but we're still trading around the same price. The sellers are not proving anything at this point. Starting to see a few buyers. Okay, sellers are not proving anything. All right, we're starting to trade higher slowly. Back to that 80. Remember earlier, there was a seller sitting around the 80. We kept getting rejected. Even you can see it on the chart there. Right around the exponential moving average, kept getting rejected. Now look at how it trades here now. Buyers pushing the price up. So see if we hold the 80. And we're holding an 80 bid, and we're trying for higher prices. So there we go. We get a nice sweep, and we're trading at 84.50. All right, I get long there because I liked what I saw. So I get filled at 86. And I'm just looking at the tape at this point. Okay, I'm seeing how we're bidding, the price is bidding higher pretty easily. There's a lack of resistance nearby because we were in fact in a trading range before, and we broke bearish, and now we're back into the trading range. So it sets up a good fade in the opposite direction. So now we're trading 590s. And you're going to see me get out pretty quickly here. I guess I was pretty quick to get out of the trade. So we're trading 91s, and then you're going to see me get out as soon as we start bidding higher. There we go. I get out at 90.75. But again, I didn't really have any reason to get out because if you just look at the tape, there's no sellers. We're still bidding higher prices. So I think I just wanted to get out. Wanted to lock that in. It's that when you see the price bidding higher prices, there's no reason to get out. And I took a trade in the afternoon where I did do this a little bit better, where I kind of just let it run. So that's the trade pretty much, and we ended up trading way back up. So we consolidated a little bit around the 600. 600, it was acting as a point of control. Pretty popular price, and we trade higher, break bullish, and that was the end of the stories. After that, let me see if I took any other trades here. We broke bearish. I'm looking for this thing to hold 620 on the bid. Okay, if I'm going to get long here, I like this failure, the fact that we moved lower fail, we're back into the trading range. But if I'm going to really get long in face of this, I want to see continued buying above the 620 mark. okay, because that's going to tell me the bulls are in control. So what happens is we get this sort of consolidation pattern. We see 618. I see us bidding 20s, and I get long there. I think because I've been watching the tape for a while, and I just saw in all this entire move and the fact that we had this drop that the sellers were just drying up. There were just no sellers showing up. So I said, all right, let's get long here. Probably get a little short squeeze going on, just a mini short squeeze. So we're starting to bid higher prices here, and you can see we're accumulating a bit of size around those 24s. I don't quite like that. When I see that, it's like, all right, I don't quite like it. I want to see us keep bidding those 26s and up. So I think I might get out break even here. I'm not sure. So I didn't put in the sell stop at the break even right away, because obviously I just got in the trade. If I'm in the trade for 5 seconds, I'm not going to put in the break even right away. I'm going to wait a few seconds because NASDAQ tends to retest prices. So I might come down, test my break even a couple times, chop it, no more sellers, and then we move higher. So that's exactly what you saw there. We'd come back down to test around the 2150 or something and then tried to move higher. So now we're bidding 23s again. And again, I'm not so confident with this. You can see how it's just chopping around the 23. But again, there's no sellers, right? So if we saw sellers, then maybe. But you can see then the buyers start to come in. There we go. Start bidding 26s again. And I'm trailing the stop. And you're going to see me cut it as we approach the 30s, because generally 30s is resistance. So I'm looking at this move. I'm saying, all right, it's a little extended. I'm going to cut it. So I'm looking at this move here, 29s. And I think I'm just going to cut it right here. There we go. I got filled at 29.25. And that's pretty much it. So buyers showed up. You just have to wait for them. And no sellers arrived. That's the point of the trade. It was just no sellers there. So, and then we traded lower. So after that impulsive buy move, probably a lot of bulls were saying, oh my God, here we go, second leg up. But what does it do? It just stalls out right at the top here. Again, that's why I'm not going to front run resistance breaks, but I will take profit in the face of the resistance, of course. So you can see how we just faded down from there. And then we chopped around for a while. I'm not sure if there was any other trades. And we're seeing this sort of similar pattern. Type of thing where break a couple of times, come back into the range, trap out some shorts, trap out some longs. I love the NASDAQ because it does this all the time. And you just have to sit there and watch the tape, because if you sit there and read the thing, you're going to see where these impulsive buyers are coming in. You're going to see where the buyers start stalling out. You're going to see where a lot of buyers are entering and then the price kind of stalls out and then traps them. You just got to sit there, be patient, read the tape. And again, it's a skill. It's a muscle you got to train, which is reading the tape. That's it. Okay, I'll talk about the afternoon session a bit. So I was looking for this bull break to happen eventually, because if you looked at the volume profile on the hourly chart and you zoomed out a bit, you would have seen that there was a seller imbalance right around that 650. And I was expecting it to get tested at least. So we were playing with these 40s here. And look at what happened when we started trading in the 40s. This was the bull break that we got. Okay, so now we're testing it. So look at these bulls here. So shorts are getting tested out around the 45s and the 50s. This was a key area that was acting as resistance. But again, it acted as resistance for so long that there were likely a lot of stops accumulated above here. So we're just kind of squeezing at this point. Look at this. This is just squeeze mania. And I didn't really take a part in this because I just wanted to watch it, to be honest. I wanted to see how it played out. So this is a cool clip. I'm going to go watch it again. So what happens is we consolidate briefly. We get more squeeze parties. This is the NASDAQ in squeeze mode. So you don't want to play around when the NASDAQ is doing this. Okay, don't play around trying to short it. This is when you need to be reading the tape, because if we're in an area with a lack of resistance, you need to look at how the sellers are reacting. Okay, because if they're sellers, look at if we're going down on the sellers or not. Look to see if the sellers are aggressive or not. And in this case, they really weren't. And this is just the NASDAQ in squeeze mode. So don't just short it because you think it's too high. That's how you lose money, okay? I'm sure some people learned that today. I mean, I've been there, done that. So I'm not about to get short in the face of these types of moves. When we started to fail, so it started to become a nice short. Now this was a very aggressive move down, all the way back into the trading range. So we're trading as low as 610s. Now, what made me want to get long down here was the fact that we had a very aggressive move down, all the way down to the 610. And one visual guide I had going on, I can't really show it to you now, but it was a standard deviation channel of the last 80 candles on a 5-minute chart. And the lower standard deviation channel would have been right around where that 610 is ish. Okay, so it was a general area that I was keeping an eye on. Okay, now when I saw how aggressively the buyers started showing up here, you see, look at 615, look at the buyers that just arrived there. And prior to this, every rally was getting sold. So you'd get a little mini rally, sold. You'd get a rally, sold. You'd get a rally, sold. Until we have this volume climax. And now we've traded down here, and we're in an area of demand, potential demand at least. And now I'm looking at the tape, and I'm seeing these buyers coming in. I'm looking at the sellers. Are we going down on sellers? Are the sellers going to answer and sell this rally? That's what I'm watching for. So I'm just looking at it at this point. I'm not rushing in to trade it, but I am looking to potentially take a long here. So as soon as I see the bulls regain 620 with a lack of selling, I decide to take a long there. And what ends up happening is the buyers start to show up. And we see more and more buyers. And we get this type of move. Typical NASDAQ move where we get a little mini pullback. Bulls arriving, huge block orders, buying the thing up, smashing the offers, trading higher, smashing the offers, trading higher. This is the typical endless bull move off of a low. I don't know what they call that, a dead cat bounce. I'm watching the tape in this. I'm not in a rush to sell because I got a nice entry. I'm watching the tape at this point. Okay, let's watch this together. So we're trading at 45s, seeing a bit of absorption, but I want you to watch what happens when we trade up to the 650, okay? So watch this right here. Trading up 650s. There we go. Lifted offers, lifted offers, lifted offers. Now watch the size we're starting to accumulate here. 650. Look at the orders coming in. Accumulation at 651. A bit of a mixed story compared to what we've seen before. And I'm just watching. This is no red flags just yet. No red flags. No red flags just yet. Again, just keeping on bidding the price. 652. Still bidding. Still bidding. Still bidding. And then I decide to cut it because I thought it was too extended. Again, we're just going up blindly at this point. All it takes is one fat finger to sell the thing. You know, at the end of the day, there could be a fat finger that comes to buy the thing too. I decided to get out at that point because this 650 was a great pivot to be watching today in general. Psychological resistance from earlier. And we just rallied up to it straight from the low. So that's kind of why I decided to be cutting the trade there. Now, if I was long, say 30 contracts, I would have probably taken off 20. But I was only long one contract, so I took it off. Done. Took the money and run. So look at how we start to trade now around the 650s. A bit of selling. Buyers are not as aggressive as before. We're trying 650s. Any buyers, any takers up here? Not quite. We're trading 48s, 47s. Uh-oh, what's happening? 45s. Uh-oh, where are the buyers now? Uh-oh, now we're at 40. You see what I mean? So you got to kind of go with the momentum, go with the flow of the market. And, you know, I didn't know it was going to stop right around these 650s, but that 650, well, you could say it was a good psychological level, but at the same time, it was also a key resistance from earlier. I caught this one as a little micro short here, probably a little late. So I'm looking at these sellers. Probably I should have been in right here, but I kind of reacted a little bit late. So you're going to see me get in short, and I get in at 33.75. So I'm looking for some sellers to panic here. It wasn't a great fill. Okay, and that's it. And then that's what I was looking for. And then that was enough for me to get out. So I'm getting ready to put in the buy stop, drag it down, get me out, 31. So probably I took like a 2-point scalp on that. Not a big deal. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. These are the trades for the last 3 days here. This was Monday, this was Tuesday, and this was today. Only 7 trades today, 25 yesterday, 27 Monday. A lot of trades, in fact, a lot of commission. But today I was more conservative, just sat there, read the tape. So we're doing well so far this week, and as long as we keep reading the tape, we'll most likely be able to understand what the market's doing. So read the tape. If you don't read the tape, then you're gambling. All right, take care, guys. Love you. Ciao, bye.